Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, waheshimiwa wenzangu wherever you are in the world. I hope you are doing well. Now, unless you have been living under a rock, then you must have heard about the saga between the Butere girls, all-female school called Butere Girls, versus the government of Kenya. And this is the background story for the people who have probably not heard it by now. It has been in the news cycles.
I don't think William Ruto or any government official, President William Ruto or any government official is going to be threatened by a play. No, of course not at all. I mean, I saw people saying, oh, the government is threatened by what?
Butere girls were due to perform a play written by one Cleophas Malala. The title of the play was called Echoes of War. I don't think I need to explain that. That is self-explanatory. However, due to the nature of the injection and its realism, how it was rooted upon the things that are actually happening in our society today. This play, along with its proponents, along with the key actors that were portraying this play, were chased out of the stages, national stages where they were supposed to perform, they were scheduled to perform. They were sent the teachers and administrations were sent so many letters, threatening letters, saying that this school should recuse themselves from performing this very great play that really resonated with the average Kenyan. And this is why this play resonated with the average Kenyan. It talked about the rampant corruption that is taking place in our systems. It talks about the extrajudicial killings that have been allowed by the citizens of our country, that have allowed the government to continue doing all these abductions and all carrying out all these injustices against its own citizens, and zero repercussions. This play talked about all these scenarios, and it angered very many people in the high places. These are 14-year-olds. So the government used very brutal measures similar to those that were used in apartheid regimes in South Africa, where the high school kids were beaten. I couldn't help but remember about such brutalities that were taking place in South Africa. We thought it was only a movie. To teach, and I put this in quote, to teach these kids a lesson. These are 15-year-olds. But here we are, Kenya in 21st century. These things are happening, and it's not by the hand of the colonial masters. No, it is by the hand of the same people that we trusted with the lives of our children and the lives of the future leaders of our country, who took it upon themselves to go and beat these children mercilessly, bombard them with tear gas, so just that they could not be able to express their opinion. Now, this is not a new phenomenon. We have witnessed such phenomena before, coming from the books written by one Ngugi wa Thiong'o in the 1970s and 80s. This was the norm, whereby if you write anything, any material that criticizes the government, you're immediately arrested and detained and put in jail for just speaking out what you think the government is doing wrong. The same thematic issues and agendas have been presented in other books internationally by George Orwell in The Animal Farm, where he talks about similar thematic areas. Even here in Kenya, Githaka Wamberia, Professor Githaka Wamberia, a very great Swahili scholar, has written in his book Kifo Kisimani, encapsulating some of the agendas that have been raised by the same play called Echoes of War. We are also going to be hearing from George Wajakoya. What was his reaction?
The president, go and call Butere girls and their principal to State House, have tea with them, tell them thank you, and then visit their school, harmonize relationship with the school kids. Otherwise, watoto wadogo saa hizi wanakuchukia because of the mistake that was done by your juniors. Correct them.
Now, the weakest links in this matter, and I want to say it very categorically, the weakest links on this matter will be the teachers and the parents, who will not come together to speak about and to speak against the brutality that has been conducted on their very own children.
You know, your children have gone out there. You are not exactly sure what will befall them. And so you hear what has happened. And so some other, you are there to receive them. However ugly, however muggy, however bad it might look, they are your children. You have to receive them home because they belong to you.
If the Nakuru Teachers Board, if the National Board of Teachers, if the National Board of Parent Teachers Associations across the country do not rise up and issue very severe warnings against these kinds of conduct on our children, this will just be but the tip of the spear. We can expect more and more and more. Now, it was for the high school students. We can expect now to go even lower to the primary school children. And now, who is going to be safe against these brutalities? Who is going to be safe? While the USA president is putting all these tariffs and fighting against China, while Russian President Vladimir Putin is there busy fighting Zelensky and Ukraine, the entire Ukraine. Benjamin Netanyahu is issuing warnings, repeated warnings to Palestine on behalf of Israel. Our president here and his government, they are fighting against the students of Form 2 West. Okay, there's a very stark contrast between the priorities of all these nations versus our own. I already talked about the dangers of letting these situations slide.
I don't think William Ruto or any government official, President William Ruto or any government official, is going to be threatened by a play. No, of course not at all. I mean, I saw people saying, "Oh, the government is threatened by what?" I mean, we have faced so many other political issues. We have faced more serious security issues as a country to be threatened by a play by young people.
Let us not form the habit of letting every situation that is very unjust against, especially the children. We should not touch the children. We can touch everyone, but we cannot touch the children. We should not. It's almost blasphemous and treasonous to touch the children. Don't put your hands on our children.
We are unable to understand what is this viciousness against children by the present government. Even the colonial government that was very brutal, it never went for the children. Mzungu, they were very brutal, but they spared the children. So we have seen a situation where an administration has panicked.
The emerging philosophical tide that is sweeping our continent is the one that maybe I can say was spearheaded by the late uh, John Magufuli, the late president of Tanzania. And the same message, the same philosophical tide has been carried on by Burkina Faso's President Ibrahim Traore, and maybe some of the leaders in the Sahel region. And what this philosophical tenets encapsulate is that the people, the voters, the citizens of Africa are increasingly getting tired and fatigued of political saviors. What do I mean when I say political saviors? People who come and campaign on the premise that if you vote for them, this thing will be done. If you don't vote for them, this will never be done, because they are their only hope, and they see themselves as the ultimate saviors of the people. And the people, so far, the constituents of Africa have been believing this lie for so long. Started with the white man telling you he's a savior. It transferred now to the neo-colonialists, who now also come and proclaim that they and only them can rescue uh, our continent or our countries, our respective countries, from the corruption. They will rescue them from poverty. And all these are things that they come, all these messages about rescue and victimhood. So, what is the new message, you might ask? The new message to the establishment, the new message to the old guard, the new message to the political gatekeepers is very clear, it's very loud and clear, that people are tired of being rescued. People are tired of political saviors. And people are saying that they are not going to be rescued. They are not going to wait to be rescued, because for the last 60 years, Africa has been recycling the same message. If you vote for me, I'll bring the roads. If you vote for me, I'll bring the hospitals. If you vote for me, I will bring all these developments. But time and again, we have witnessed the worst kind of betrayal. And it would be foolish to be applying the same methods and expecting different results. So, what is the message that Ibrahim Traore is trying to pass? What was the message that the late John Magufuli was trying to instill? What was the philosophy that he was trying to instill in the African minds? We should believe in ourselves, since no one is coming to rescue us. It's a new era in African politics. And as Swahili would say, Tujiamini, Tujikomboe. That is the philosophical approach that is being taken by all these very young leaders. And the message is very clear. If we believe in ourselves, if we prioritize self-determinism, if we prioritize self-reliabilities, if we prioritize and demand liberated systems, if we prioritize the need for our freedoms, we are going to shape the future and the course of our respective countries. Asante sana. See you the next one. Subscribe for more so that we can continue to grow this channel and have this discourse around governance. Thank you very much.
Because this one term is becoming real. So they have gone berserk. They have gone berserk, and they are now fighting shadows, including schoolgirls. From 2 girls, from 3 girls. These are harmless girls.